Hi, I'm Eileen Bild with OTEL Talk, and I have with me today Brandon Irlbeck. Hi, Brandon. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good. So Brandon is the CEO of YoRe, capital Y-O, capital R-E, branding, and owns Murican Motors. He has built motors for the Good Guys Car Show and was owner of the Three Brothers Construction. He is now focusing on reuniting people in a way that breeds unity and creates a community where it is back to basics of friendships, peaceful communication, and hanging out for the benefit of sharing the best in life. He has started a network site called YoReSpot, and we will be talking today about his hopes for this site, what makes it different, his vision of the future, and why it is so important to refocus and repurpose our social networking. So I'm going to hand this off to you now. And let's talk a little bit about, why you feel like you wanted to start the YoReSpot and where you see your future.
All right. So basically, I built YoReSpot to do away with censorship from the larger companies that are taking advantage of being able to make you be quiet. There are some things you still cannot do, obviously, because they're illegal. But in a sense of what this website is, what this stands for is you should be able to express yourself freely without anybody telling you that you're not allowed to do so. So I guess the future goal for this is to have everybody realize that they do not have to be censored online. And there is a place where you can still be yourself.
And by being ourselves, I think we kind of lost touch with that feeling of community and that we can have a place to just chat and talk about life and, what's happening with our kids and what's happening with just our own capacity to be in the world today without everything turning political in our conversations. And you're nodding your head, yes.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think the world has turned political in a bad way. Not even no one's agreeing on anything, and it's cutthroat. I mean, you're either one side or the other, and depending on what side you are, I mean, it's the world's full of hate. It's being pushed so hard that if you're not just like me, well, I don't like you.
And that's
yeah.
Well, I was going to say, and that's a like a rock and a hard place for everybody to be, because I think it breeds a lot of anger and frustration, and it's almost like everything's gotten to a boiling point. And so I think what your intention is with this site is to get away from that boiling point and to get people to refocus and say, hey, let's go talk to the neighbor across the fence, and let's see who we can meet and make new connections that will be healthy and vibrant and has a purpose. It just seems like there's a lot going on today that everybody's just spinning circles and they're not really making any progress in social media as far as personal connections. So how do you see YoReSpot bridging that gap?
Basically, I'm trying to go back 8 years. I didn't join Facebook when it first came out because I like to argue with people. I didn't make a MySpace account when that first came out, if anyone remembers that, because I wanted to fight with somebody about who they voted for. I mean, I wanted to socialize with friends and family that I couldn't just go drive and see all the time. So, I mean, that's what social networking is today I can't drive 15 miles to go see my dad. I definitely can't drive, across state lines right now. I just don't have the time. But I can still talk to those people, and that's what social networking was originally built for. And it's not like that no more. Now you have to worry about everything that you post, because if somebody doesn't like it, you're getting banned for 3 days, 21 days, 30 days.
Or you get turned in by somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's getting offended so quickly and so easily that and then with this COVID, keeping everybody locked down and getting everybody's anxiety high and their stress levels to the roof, social media is just like a bomb. It's just, I'm so mad at the world and everything, and then you don't agree with me? How dare you? And here we go. And people are trying to find, they're not even trying to find friends anymore. They're just trying to find people on Facebook that agree with them politically. Now
Right.
Facebook has turned political. It is nothing but political. And we try to undo that over here. I mean, we do have some people who still post political stuff, and no, they're not monitored unless there's like a death threat in it or something that's illegal. Then obviously that's removed and they're warned. But it's not even a ban at this point. It's just, hey, please don't post stuff like that. You know, it's illegal, and that's common sense. So as long as you don't violate common sense, I mean, this site's perfect for everybody.
And I like that. And I think you have a heart, and you have integrity, and you're really looking to have a space for people to feel like they have a home again. They have a place to share and to connect, and not feel threatened, or not feel like they have to walk on eggshells in what they're sharing and what they're posting. So let's kind of look at beyond the uh, site, the YoReSpot, and let's just look at like life in general. Um, a lot has happened in humanity as a rule of thumb, that we grow and we evolve, but there's a lot of trials and tribulations along the way. So, from your perspective, for you to be where you're at today, having created this YoReSpot, what do you think is our next stage, next step of evolution, and how can YoReSpot be a part of that in a positive way, in a positive change?
The sad thing is people think what's going on right now is considered an evolution for the positive, and it's not. So what I'm trying to do is I actually want to, if that's the case, I want to let's evolve backwards, okay? Because we were happier people, we were Americans. We just need to undo everything, okay? So we need to stop listening to what everyone else is telling you need to say, you need to do, and start speaking for yourself. That's what they're failing on us now. It's, what am I supposed to believe? Okay, I don't need anything other than you telling me this, and I'm going to push this so hard and hate so many people. So the idea is we just need to go backwards. Okay, I think if we go backwards, we can reevaluate what the future looks like based off of this kind of evolution here. So the whole idea of this is that we just need to realize that we're all people. We are all Americans. And even people that join the site that are not Americans, we have quite a few Canadians and from all over the place. We're people, as we're all human, and we all should be on the same. We should have the same morals, to the point of at least survival, happiness, and getting along. I mean, that should be where we're trying to build our base from. And we're failing. Not we're doing good, but the world is failing apart from social media just in general.
Well, it seems like there's just this overall sense of stress and fear, and of course, anger as well. Um, and I'm thinking that you really want to see, as a young man, and moving forward into the future, you want to have a better future, not just for yourself, but for your kids, other people that come behind you, and those that are in front of you, to really like find a reason to be unified, to embrace life. I think what's happened, and why you're creating new community is because we've lost the connection to the self, to the humanity of who we are as an individual, and we're being influenced by a lot of external factors, and we've lost the ability to just think for ourselves and to honor who we are as an individual, what we bring to the table, that everything shouldn't be an argument, right?
Right.
It needs to be a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, and if you can't debate, then don't get yourself involved. I mean, if you're not going to change your stance whatsoever, then why talk to somebody who's not going to change their stance whatsoever? What are you expecting? Because if you both are bullheaded and you're just not going to listen to one another, it's an argument anyways. So either debate or don't. Block one another. Don't get into an argument. Don't let that person live rent free in your head, anger, because then the next person that writes you, you're already mad.
Well, that's it. You take one conversation to the next and you bring that emotional content with it, and you're not open to what they have to say. And your point with YoReSpot is it's a place to not bring that. It's a place where you can have, peace and feel good after you've been on your site because you've made great connections.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, once a week, me and my old lady, we get on and we do karaoke live for the entire website. I mean, we take song requests. We have a couple drinks. We relax. We crack inappropriate drugs. I don't even know jokes online, and we just have a really good time. And everybody, I mean, we go live for about an hour, and we have anywhere between 200 and 1,000 comments.
Oh wow, that's awesome, and that's what it should be about.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we plan on doing here is when this gets big enough, and it's already growing pretty rapidly. It will not take long. We plan on getting an RV and going around, and the money we make from this website, whether it be Google ads or people subscribing or even donations, we plan on going around as a family, traveling to our users and helping them out with stuff. If they don't need help, then I'll bring a 6-pack and we'll just sit back, go live, and have some fun. If they do need help with something, I've got a mechanical background, I've got a contracting or a construction background. I can help them out with little things and just help their lives be a little bit easier, and then on to the next place. But just to make everybody feel special is and I don't like that term exactly. It's not like everyone's getting a participation badge here. It's just for you to go out of your way to try to cut the chains of social networking and what it's become, because that's what it's about right now, is you have to break ties with Facebook to come here. And you have to participate in making your group or making your page or communicating with the other members. And that takes a little bit of time. And if you're used to being on Facebook, this is a switch. I mean, as far as like features go, we have pretty much every single feature that Facebook has, and actually a couple more. We have live streaming. We have Messenger. It's built into the app. We have there's calling in it. There's video calling. You can create groups, basically like a Zoom meeting, all within this one app. It's great for business. We got online games on there. The mobile app, we got Apple and Android. And for those people that don't want to get Android from the Google Play Store, which is fine, we can get you an APK for that as well. Is that something I can touch base with on here? Is people are freaking out about Google and what they did to Parler, and so they don't like Google right now. Okay, yeah, I get it, big tech. Okay, so I do understand their unhappiness, uneasiness with that, but every app on your Android phone is Google. Your calling, your calendar, your camera, the software, most of the stuff inside there Google built. And so what are you planning on using your phone for if you can't socialize at all now? Because every single thing you download is Google. And even though you download an APK, how do you think that APK was made? Android Studio. which is what? Google. And then the notifications you get, where do you think they're coming from? Firebase, which is what? Google. Every single, Google is a big, big, big company. And I do want to make it clear that we are not trying to take Google on. That is a horrible idea. It's impossible. But we've had some people join that is like, yeah, you're going to take out Facebook and Google. No, we're probably not. That is not our goal. If it just so happens that someday we are just as popular as Facebook, awesome. That's great. But in no way am my goal is not to take on Facebook and these giants for personal reasons, which I'm sure most people that have done research understand what it's like to take on a giant company. So yes. I won't go too far into detail on that. I'll stop that there. But if we become as big, that's great. That would be wonderful. And everyone would be happier. We plan on eventually starting our own news.
That would be nice.
News, because this site, I want to make this clear, it is not Republican, it's not Democratic, it's not independent or anarchist, it's American. It's very important that everyone knows that Republicans and Democrats are both censored off Facebook, depending on what they post. It's not one-sided. It just seems that Republicans are censored more, which might be true, but they're both censored. Facebook does decide who posts what and how long you can stay on their site because. But the idea of this is to bring everybody over. So the news channel would actually be an unbiased station. They wouldn't be fueled by anything other than actually what's just happening. Put your own spin on it. You know, this is a live recording, or this is the news. This is what was asked, and take it how you want it, because it's not my job to tell you how to feel. It's not my job to tell you what to believe in. I mean, I have discussions on here about God with people. I myself believe in God. We have a lot of people that don't. We don't argue at all. Like, they don't comment on my post if I post a God meme or a God verse or anything biblical, they don't comment on there calling me names and oh, you're false God, you're blah, blah, blah. That doesn't happen here. That's what I love most about this site. We have people on here that are completely different, that don't fight.
Well, I think that's the key is having an environment where it feels safe and you feel like you can be heard, and you can be understood without being told how to respond and be limited in what you can say. So it sounds like you really want to be an inspiration, for kind of that next step, that next stage of where we're going in social media, and to inspire people to change their perspective, shift their perspective into what does it really mean to be human? What does it really mean to help each other rather than hurt each other? And I love your idea of traveling. And I think that's kind of like an arm outreach of what your physical page is, but you're going beyond that into communities to make that real connection, that real-time physical connection, which I don't think anybody else is doing that, at least not in a main social media area.
No. And all these other social media websites that are out here, all these free speech websites, they're not. None of them are. There's not one out there that's truly free speech. I mean, if you question the owner, delete it. If you don't agree with what the party is for that website, delete it, ban it. That's not free speech. That's the opposite of free speech. Now you're just doing the opposite of Facebook. You're picking the other side. So why not build one that's for reuniting people? And that's what our thing is we want to reunite humans back to humanity. You know, we're Americans, and the Constitution covers all of us, not one side or the other. It's not right or left. It's American, and we all are American, and that's the point. Let's undo the media split, the hatred, and let's get back to being Americans. Man, I miss fishing and barbecue. You know, I miss it so much. And will we ever get back to that? will I ever be able to go fishing without somebody standing next to me holding a fishing rod that, you Republican? Yeah, I'm going to the other side of the pond. You know, or vice versa. It's like, do you drink beer? You want a beer? You know, that's what it needs to get back to, is life and in the values, and let politics be politics.
It doesn't belong in social media.
It really doesn't. I mean, to an extent. I mean, obviously, if you're like running for governor and you're trying to build a clientele, a following, yeah, but also, you know, don't just post nothing but political stuff. You know, just tell people who you are, maybe put it in your bio, and communicate with people. We have a great example. Am I allowed to mention names on here?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so Chris Roper is running for Illinois governor, and he gets on the site, and we have talked about servers and games. We've had some late night personal conversations, and it's great. And of course, we do agree on mostly everything. But even if we didn't, I've had some talks with people on here that I do not agree with whatsoever, and I have sat there and talked for 2 or 3 hours with them about other things and other than what we don't agree on. I mean, and this is a stressful business, not just the stress of being in social network, you know, like being on Facebook, but to run one and try to successfully keep it peaceful against everyone else's, I want to say conspiracies, but that's not the right word. Let's use theories about what's actually going on. I mean, I've had people call me Hillary Clinton. I've had people call me so many weird things that I'm like, no, I am not owned by Facebook. I wouldn't be driving a 2001 Chevy van with a deer hit on the side.
Well, and those are the people that you know you're trying to get them to understand that it's almost a necessity to move into the avenue that you're taking people with this YoReSpot.
Well, yeah,
So that
it's a
what
new mindset even.
right. It's a new mindset away from what they're currently bringing you, those kinds of people. And, you know, it's almost like uh, when you think something over and over, it becomes a new belief. So, you know, your motto is really about community. It's about um, bringing in new perspectives, new
Yeah.
understanding of what is relationship really about. You know, is any healthy relationship filled with anger, mistrust, division? I mean, the list can go on of what's happening, and you cannot have a relationship like that. So it's doomed for disaster, which is what we're experiencing on other social media sites.
Yeah. And this site, you'll find out that if you're having a bad time or a bad day, we've got so many people on here that will hop on there and literally give you inspiration, even though they have 100 other things to do. It is amazing. The other night, I got banned for, I put up an ad on Facebook, $800 worth of ads, and immediately within hours got banned to where I couldn't even comment on my own ads, and I couldn't shut them off. I couldn't even pause them until I was unbanned so I could respond. They didn't let me do nothing. They didn't let me do anything. Sorry about that. So I was having a really hard night, and I got on the site and I was stressed out, and Pastor Roy, he's a great guy on YoReSpot. We had a phone call. He called me through Messenger, and well, he asked me how I was doing. I told him I was freaking out, and we talked for must have been 2 hours. And by the time I got off the phone with him, I was in such a better mood. Just so like, but that's everybody on the site. There's not one person on there that'll try to make you feel worse.
And that's what you're trying to achieve with this, is that you want it to be um, a go-to place where people know that they're going to leave happy, or maybe happier than when they came on, and that there's a support system. So tell me more about how
Massive.
Yeah. So I'd like to hear more about your vision of that support system. How do you plan to evolve that?
Well, I mean, we have groups, and we even have I think there's still a group on there. I haven't checked it lately for people that are financially struggling. I've seen a couple donations go in there to help people out as far as that goes. As far as support goes, I would like the entire site to basically be a support thing. I mean, somebody's good day could make you feel better if they're posting about it. I mean, I saw a picture of a dog earlier today. It was just a cute little dog, and I was like, I went out and started petting my own dog because of it. It just puts you in a better mood, and it's so nice to not hop on there and see a whole bunch of just hatred all over the place. And we have an amazing support system. We have celebrity members on here that are very in tune with their fans. I mean, we got Six Gun Sal's on here. It's one of my go-to bands that I've kind of had a very deep relationship with, Anthony Appello, which is this guy's like a brother, seriously. I mean, I've got brothers. This guy would fit perfectly in with my very strange family. Okay. He's the lead singer of the band, and he communicates with people. I mean, you can't tell me that lead singer of a band out of California doesn't have better things to do. He's got a baby. He's got a family. He's in California. That's got to be stressful. But he makes time out of, man, they even go live sometimes on their bands on this website. They'll just go live and do their session. And that guy will call you he calls me at like midnight sometimes, and we'll sit there and talk, and he'll give me ideas and pointers and really alleviate some of my stress. And he's a busy guy. Honestly, I would think he wouldn't have time to do this. But that goes for everybody on the site. Everyone is really supportive, even if they don't believe in what you believe in.
So you encourage people to connect with you and share and talk and communicate and see this site as a go-to place to feel good and to have opportunity to help others.
Yeah, and the thing is, when they first get here, they are completely unsure of what to believe.
Understood.
We get a new member. We usually have a sponsored video up of me talking and saying what I'm about, who I am. And they're like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot and see. And all of a sudden, they write me, and I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages. They'll say, I love this site so much that I brought over my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother. I even made an account for my cat. I mean, there's they just love it here because I'm not trying to just give you guys a really good sales pitch here. This is what I believe, and I am Republican completely. But that doesn't define who I am to the sense of I need to hate people or I need to shun people away. Like I was telling, I don't remember who I was even talking to the other day, but I told him if I have a barbecue for the town, everybody's welcome over here. It's not like I'm going to be checking voter registrations as they walk through the door. Nope, get out. Nope, get out. No, I'm going to hot dog, steak, or hamburger. That's the only question I want you to answer. There's beer in the cooler. There's wine coolers. There's water, soda, whatever you want. Let's talk about our yard. Let's talk about bonfires. Let's talk about fishing. I don't care who you voted for to the sense of the election's over. And if it's not over yet, it's about to be over. Either way, I mean, I just don't want to focus on that. Okay. It's a very stressful thing. Election year is stressful for everybody. I have my views that I would like to see, in place. And if I lost, I lost. I mean, that's like playing a game of football. Sometimes you lose. Are you going to be a sore loser? And this election's a little bit different because there's a lot of controversy over whether it was stolen or not. So I understand the high tempers on both sides right now, but I just hope that they can leave that stuff over at Facebook and come here to relax. This is like the sauna, the hot tub at the hotel. Okay. So leave that stuff at work and come join us and just relax a little bit. And if you want to talk about it, talk about it. I ain't stopping you. Anybody can talk about the election. They can post whatever they want to. I'm not going to filter it. I'm not going to tell you that it's wrong. I'm not your dad. I don't need to babysit you. So that's our main thing is I want everybody to know that we are people and we need to start acting like it, because right now we're acting like we're two different species and we're trying to take over one another, aliens versus predator. That's what we're doing here.
That's a good point. Yeah, I haven't heard it said like that before. And it's very stressful when you think of it from that perspective, because an alien and a predator are both aggressors. So when you have two aggressors at each other, it's the ability to find that center and peace is almost impossible. So I like the idea that your spot is that place of peace and calm where people can look forward to coming to their page and to that site and know that there's going to be that support and that there's going to be something positive that they can find there.
I mean, if you think about it, you've got two aggressors, two top dogs, if you will, and they stop fighting each other and start working together. Who can stand against them?
Well, it makes it makes a much more positive, powerful force.
Exactly.
Than
We don't need a civil war. That's the last thing in the world that we need.
no.
And I've heard it being spoke of so much, and people on Facebook will be so excited to announce that they have bought a whole bunch of ammo, and I'm thinking, yeah, I get your anger, dude, but you're talking about doing this to other people who, for all you know, you could have a kid and your kid ends up marrying this person's daughter or son and they're happy together, and what are you trying to do? That's the ultimate division, is ending somebody else, and it's honestly depressing.
Well, it doesn't.
Depressing.
It is, and it doesn't serve a purpose. So I think you're trying to help people find a purpose in social media, to find a reason to go somewhere to where there's other people, and you feel inspired, uplifted, encouraged, empowered. And I think you're onto something here that a lot of people want and a lot of people are seeking. And perhaps it's going to be, the catalyst for something great that's going to build into something that maybe you don't know yet, but it's going to be big and be a change that will help the world become a better place.
I hope so. I mean, that's the whole point of this. And if we can't find unity, what's the point?
Well, and that's a good question. So, people may be asking, well, how can we be sure that it's going to stay in the way that you say that you're building it right now? Do you have any thoughts about that?
I own it. I'm the only one that owns it. And other than that simple fact, I can't be bought out is the thing, because money has never meant the same to me as it has to a lot of other people. If I can survive and my family's doing okay, I can buy a pack of smokes if I need to. I can buy a drink. I have food. All my bills are paid, and I have gas in the vehicle. I'm happy. I don't need a lot of money. So even if somebody offered me $1 million for them to take it over and they were going to restrict it to the point where you couldn't even, all the comments had to be approved before even they posted it. I don't need $1 million. Okay. What I need is people to reunite, because if somebody is wanting to shut you up, they are fueling the problem. And
yeah. And it sounds like your purpose is to have a solution for the problem.
Right. I mean, and if you think about it, anybody that tells you to be quiet, that you cannot say something, it doesn't matter what they stand for, you begin to not like them and what they stand for. So even if someone was like, here's a new religion, this religion's called shush. Okay, so join this website. No one here can, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that. How many people are going to follow this religion?
Probably
The
not very
monks,
many.
the
Right?
silent monks, they will love it. They will love it. But when you start telling people what they can and can't do, that's where division starts, because some people will agree with that. Well, good, you're blocking that because I don't like that. Now I like you more. But then all of a sudden you've got sides. I can't be on a side, okay? I just need to be in the middle of both and say, okay, look, good point, talk. And if you don't want to talk, block each other. But here's a place where you can do that, where I'm not going to silence you. You can leave if you want to. You can close your account. All your information's deleted. We host all of our own files. Everything is completely secured and backed up. So you're not going to lose anything. And if you delete it, it's gone from my server, not a third-party server. So you don't have to worry about anything. So no one can shut us down either. I mean, I pay my server bill, and that's the key. Everyone can come over here and say whatever they want to, and no one can shut me down. I am a technician. I've recoded and scripted most of everything that's on here. Okay, and then anything server side, I put up the file. I updated databases, and I won't get into huge details with this boring stuff, but I set all the security in place. So I know when someone's trying to do something to me and they're already blocked. You get 5 attempts to try to hit this server. If you don't get through, your IP address is blocked. You know how many times you'd have to try to get in? If you only get 5, and it's like, I think it's 17.
Oh, wow.
17 digits. You're not getting it. No one's getting in this thing. Your information is completely safe.
And that's good to know. Thank you for sharing that. So, what's your goal? Like, let's say the next 6 months, how many members would you like to see as part of YoReSpot?
Well, we have been gaining a few hundred a day with very little advertising. And I would assume that probably within the next 60 days, we'll probably be at, maybe 150, 200,000 easy. You have to realize that advertising just gets people in. Once they start getting in there and they actually like and believe in what they're doing and what they're seeing, they tell people. Now, that's the best advertising for 2 reasons. One reason, it doesn't cost me anything. Okay. Number 2 is, I'm the owner. If I tell you the website's good, I have to. If I say it's not good, are you going to join? No, you're not.
No.
So if one of my members is saying it's good and then you join it, it's like, yeah, this is really good. This is great. This is peaceful. This is everything that social media was supposed to be like. And we can do this again. And then they share that idea in their own words with friends and family and everybody that they're connected with. People join at a faster rate. So right now, we're not advertising at this moment, right this second, but we're still gaining we have the same momentum that we had yesterday when I was advertising. We have it's the same as it is. So if I throw some more money in there, then all of a sudden it's a faster momentum we're gaining. And then pretty soon there's really no need for advertising, because it's the only place that you can go where the owner wants unity, honestly. I just want everyone. And if you don't want to unify, that's fine. You can come here just for the free speech and the uncensored. That's absolutely fine. I'm not telling everybody they have to be best friends now with the opposing team, okay?
Right.
So, no, you don't have to do anything. We don't control that. But I would be very happy to see people starting to get along again, because it's actually very sad. I have kids and I don't want them going into this world. I mean, it's gotten so bad in the last 8 years. Where's it going to be in 10 years when they're old enough to go out on their own? I mean, if we keep going down this path, it's going to be like an episode or the movie Terminator. It's just going to be really fast.
Yeah. So I have a question. Do you have anything set up for kids? You know, being that kids are so boxed in these days with not being able to go to school and
You mean anything in my house or anything on?
No, on YoReSpot. Is there anything in particular that you have set up for kids?
Not necessarily children, because I think you have to be like 13 or 12 for the app to even show up available to you, just because there is people can post photos like memes and stuff, and if the memes are a little graphic or a little, I don't know, there's just a certain thing Google's policy makes you go by if you're posting stuff. Okay, so for 12 and up, yeah, I mean, you can get on there and play games. We have a music section. There's a lot of music on there. You can make your own page, you know, make crafts or and post photos of it. You can sell them. We have a marketplace. I mean, have your parents help you sell it. Obviously, don't try doing that on your own. Well, maybe you're smart enough, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you can get on there. I mean, the games probably be the best. I mean, there's a lot of games on there. I think there's a few hundred. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I mean, they could get on here. They definitely could.
So
We keep it pretty clean.
do you have opportunity for people who are like teachers or instructors for like self-help, self-growth,
You know what?
personal
Actually,
development?
yes. Yeah, I got this really cool idea. I plan on putting in this like add-on for courses, right? So people who want to make some money or for free, whatever you want to do, you'd be able to put your own little mini courses up there that people could click on and take for free, or they could pay for a course and learn something. And so, yes, I'd encourage teachers to be on here. I mean, they're molding today's youth. It's very important.
I love that.
I wish they would get on here because I honestly think they would calm down a little bit. A lot of teachers are on edge, a lot of them. This is a very stressful time for them.
It is. It is for any kind of teacher, mentor, coach. You know, and I think having that as an option on your site, excuse me, your spot on your site.
What's your site? You're part of.
Yes, yes, and I would take advantage of that because I am a teacher, mentor, and a coach. So I have lots of classes that I can add to it. So I think letting people know that this is something that they can do and be able to make a difference in the people who are showing up. Absolutely. Any other future growth opportunity that you have in mind you want to share?
I'm not that far yet, to be honest with you. I don't like to get ahead of myself. That tends to get me stressed out, and that can stop normal processes from running. So I think the main goal right now is to get a very, very good, solid user base, utilize the site for what they can do, and start there. Once we can get another developer in here to kind of give me some ideas on what we can build together. Yeah, I would like to add lots of things, lots of things. I'm not even sure yet. I brainstorm at nighttime around a campfire. I'll come up with something. We'll add suggestions if somebody's got a suggestion that they want to add. Definitely. We'll weigh anything that the users have ideas for and see how likely that is to happen. I've usually been giving people timelines on progress and whatnot. But yeah, there's no end to growth, to be honest with you.
It sounds like it, and the idea you have of traveling that could lead to some other opportunities. And it sounds like because you are very open-minded and are all about collaboration and unity, the future is infinite in what this could grow into, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I would like to ease some people's mind about being attacked, or I think attacked is probably the right word. Okay, so a lot of people are concerned that once we get big enough that Facebook and the other network giants are going to attack us, DDoS attacks and just try to shut the server down. Okay, and I've seen other social media platforms claim this is happening to them. I am a technician. I'm usually not the face of anything other than my engine rebuilding company. So I can tell you from a technical standpoint that Facebook is not going to bat an eyelash at anybody until they lose a few trillion members who actually close their account. Then maybe they might try doing something to cease your growth or fix their issue. They are not going to attack illegally, which is, it's a felony. They're not going to attack your website. And a lot of these other companies are saying, oh yeah, the Chinese are hacking me. We have to tear down the website for a couple of days and put it in maintenance mode. That is not true whatsoever. That is all just an amazing advertising loophole for saying I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm not a technician, but something's messed up and something's slow. So instead of going in and seeing what's going on, because they don't know how, they blame it on somebody else in order to actually cause this ginormous conspiracy to get more people to join, and it works. I've seen it work. It's working. We don't do that. I'm not going to lie to you. We had a server issue a while back, and I had somebody email me saying the server was down. Are we being attacked by Facebook? And I said, no, I accidentally clicked something wrong. I was honest. It was my fault. Absolutely my fault. I was trying to go from Apache to Nginx because Nginx is a high performance web server that I can run in front of Apache to help with balancing the load of this of the website. So as I was doing that, I forgot to open the 8080 or 80 port. So what it did was everybody got this Nginx error. And I could have pulled it off and said, oh yeah, somebody flooded the port and it just shut itself down as a safety measure. We're working on it. No, I accidentally did something wrong. It'll be fixed in 10 minutes and I'm sorry.
And then everybody freaked out.
Honesty and transparency are very important. You can ask any member on here. If there's ever been a mistake, I have gone out and openly admitted to the mistake that I've made. I have had a couple companies stop helping us. Okay, so we used PayPal at one point for like people upgrading. And I got an email from PayPal saying that they were closing our account. We had $4,300 in there, something like that. And they were closing our account permanently and holding the money for 180 days. And that was off of this site. So I made a post and I was like, okay, everybody just hold on momentarily. The server bill's due tomorrow. I had this all figured out, but just give me a couple minutes because they just blocked my account. And all of a sudden this lady hops on there. She says, prove it. She's like, no, prove it. You're probably just saying this like all the other sites. And I was like, okay. So I screenshotted my personal email with my personal PayPal case number with all of my financial, right there it is. And I posted on there and I was like, this is the last time I'm doing this. My financial stuff is none of your guys' business unless I have a deal with you specifically, which I don't.
So how did she respond?
She hung around. I mean, this woman never even upgraded, to an ad-free version. We have ad-free. If you don't want to see Google ads, it's $9.99 one time. You'll never see a Google ad. That's not true. Once in a blue moon, somehow you'll see an ad on top. If you close the app and open it back up, it disappears. It's a catching thing. I'm not exactly sure why yet. But she never donated anything. She hopped on, posted like 4 pictures once a month, and just questioned everything that I did. Said she had her own website with basically the same script, yada, yada, yada. I said, then why are you here?
Right.
And she gave me an attitude, and I was like, so yours is failing and mine's growing, and you just want to be part of something. I get it. I've been there before. But then she left. She canceled her account. Her husband is still on here. And I guess maybe it's good to question things. I guess I would be questioning things too. So maybe that's not a bad thing. The attitude didn't need to be there, but always question everything and do your own research. I guess that's very important. That's what I do.
So it sounds like you're open to people communicating with you if they have a concern or a question or want to ask.
Oh my, yes. I talk to everybody on the site. Every single person I have spoken to at least once. Some I talk to, I give my phone number to everybody. Oh yeah, I send out a mass email once a month with my phone number on there. Hey, if for some reason we shut emails off on the web server, because if I turn them on, you guys get spam flooded with emails from my site. And I haven't figured out how to turn them off for notifications, but leave them on for password reset just yet. I'm going through the code trying to find that spot. So in the meantime, emails are shut off. So if you got a password reset that needs done, shoot me a text message. Hey, this is my email, my name. I can't log in. I have people call me all the time. No, I love communication with people. I think it's very important.
It's good to know. So any last thoughts or words you want to share with the viewers to just let them know you're the real deal, you're honest, you have integrity, and you want
Yes.
a real community?
Yes. See, yeah, you had mentioned to me prior to this that what is your favorite quote? And you know what? I kept thinking, well, my favorite quote is "You are what you eat." But that doesn't pertain to this whatsoever. Until I started thinking about it, and it definitely does. What you intake is who you become. What news station are you watching? What friends are you listening to? This is all being absorbed into you, like the sunlight, like the food you eat. So yeah, I guess that is. It comes into this. We need to do away with outside interference on who we are and get back to figuring out who we actually are and starting over, because we have all been manipulated to the point where we hate one another. And that is where I will leave this. We need to undo the garbage and do a self-cleaning. Okay?
I like that. Thank you. So tell people where they can find the website and
Yes.
anything else you want to share social media wise.
You can go to www.yorespot.com. That's YoReSpot.com. You can get the app in the Play Store, Google Play Store. You can look up YoReSpot, or any of those. It pretty much pops up right away. And then on Apple as well, I think it's YoReSpot on there as well. If you don't want to search around for it, you can go to the website, and there are two little buttons there that take you directly to the apps, depending on what you have. So that is how you can download it. For those who are technical like me, yes, this is an HTTPS website. It is SSL. We are secure. You don't have to type in HTTPS because there is an HTA access, but I'm not going to get into that. So it's a rewrite. So yes, you don't have to type it in. It automatically does it. That's pretty much it. I hope everybody will just give it a shot. And if you don't like it, delete it. If you do like it, please rate and review the thing in the store. It takes like 10 seconds. And it helps so much. You have no idea.
Well, thank you, Brandon. This has been awesome. And I'm excited and I can't wait to see you grow and expand. And when you get on the road, make sure you come see us here in Jacksonville, Florida. And we'll even go camping with you.
I've never been to Florida.
You've never been?
No, you know what? I've only left Iowa a few times. Other than when I was younger, the foster system moves you around quite a bit. So I've traveled a bit then, but not as an adult. I didn't travel too much. So that's what I'm trying to change here. I'd love to.
Yes, well, you'd be very welcome here. And Hannah Park is between the ocean and a lake. So we'd have to get set up. Yes, it's our favorite place. And definitely. So thank you, Brandon. And anytime you want to chat again, just let me know.
All right. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.